Today I'm going to go over chipping and how the full swing can actually is a really much a precursor to what their chipping stroke is going to look like. So I have a student here who has struggled with chipping, and we have worked on it quite a bit, and we've worked on feels and technique and stuff like that. So if you go and look, this is on the right is his chipping motion from just a few days ago, and on the left is where his swing was quite a few months ago. And what we've tried to work on in his swing um, is what we're also kind of working on in his chipping. So first of all, let's take his chipping motion. Now, one thing is when he takes it back, you can see how that club goes straight up in the air. It just goes straight vertical, and he takes it pretty far back. This is a pretty short chip, and as you can see, now they're from different angles and different chips, but they're still only landing a few feet onto the green. But we can see, especially on the right, just how far he took it back to really fly this thing, only about probably about 5 yards or so. Now, we go over to his full swing, and we can see how that club goes pretty much straight up in the air, pretty much like his chipping motion. Very little width going back. Everything stays pretty tight, picks it up. And now he gets to parallel. You can see the amount of shoulder turn he has. Now, in this swing, I will say history would you would find that he takes it back quite a bit further. So we've actually shortened the swing from where it was. So he's actually shortened his swing from where it actually used to be um, in this shot. So but you can still see how he takes it so far back. Now, when I come over here to the chipping motion, and the one thing that we really struggle with for him is that he will, what I call collapse in the knees. The knees just kind of collapse and we just fold, and then the chest comes down, and everything pretty much goes at the ball, and it's almost like a train collision. It just is going to crash at the ball. And so we'll see this. He comes down. Now look at how far he took it back, and then look at where the club stops. And you can see how his body just collapses. Okay, his right leg kind of fires, and we just collapse. Now, come over here to the other side, and we've really worked on trying to pivot and post up in his full swing, because this is what his full swing. Look how everything kind of everything's moving together. The right leg's moving, the left leg, and it's just folding, folding, folding at the ball, and he stays there. Now we have to flip, and we can see it's a kind of an abbreviated, we get to the finish, but it's what most people would term as an abbreviated follow through, and you can see how his knees are really bent through impact. So what he was doing in the full swing has carried itself over into his chipping motion. And so we've really had to work on his full swing to get more round and to start pivoting better so that he can go through it and get to a fuller finish and not have this collapsing motion, what I call collapsing motion, into the ball. And as you can see, even though his knees are bent, watch his left foot there. It spins out. It's not into the ground. There is not a good enough pivot. And so when we are coming over here, he just collapses, and then the hands will just stop. Sometimes they'll flip, sometimes they don't. So that's something that we really had to work on extensively in his so one of the things that I teach in chipping that will, I guess, be seen in the full swing, but one of the main things that I try to get to in chipping is I use this phrase, lean, stay, go. And it has to do with this front foot. Now, it's pretty much the same in a full swing, and you're trying to put pressure into that front foot and then have that pressure shoot up through your legs. So here I am. This is kind of my chipping motion. I like to have people set their feet open, lean into that front foot. As we go back, we stay in that front foot. So here we go. We're going to go back, stay there. You can see we get width, but I'm staying in that front foot and I'm not getting too wide. Now, as I come through, I'm going to go back into that front foot. Okay. So I lean, stay, go. You can see how my legs keep coming through, keeping that club low. I'm able to get the club extended going through there. I'm not stopping it, and I'm able to really get the leading edge, keep the grip in front, getting the leading edge underneath it, but also using the bounce at the same time. And so this is what I'm really trying to get to with um, my player there, was to get more of this to where we get some width coming back, staying in that left foot and that lead foot, pressing into that lead foot, going down to where it's flat. Then it stays flat and extends coming through. So that's what we're really trying. That's what I really like my students to do in chipping. Now, the way I'm going to do to effectively do this and a grander scale is also working on his full swing. So let's go back now. Let's look at the changes that I've made in his full swing that will also help that are starting to help in his chipping. So on the left is a newer swing, and then on the right is a more recent chip. So as you can see here, what we've really worked on doing in the full swing is getting that club a little bit more width on the takeaway. Now you can, as he does that, you can see how his shoulder gets more turn behind it. We're not behind the ball. We're not just straight up and down. Now as we come through, watch how much more stable his right leg is. Okay, he's getting pressure into that left leg much more. Right leg is now going, but look at how that left foot is more planted. At this point, you remember how much collapse he's had in the legs, but now he's much more firmly planted on that left foot. Now his foot still spins a little bit. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's not collapsing coming through. Now he does have an abbreviated finish just naturally, but you can see how he's less collapsed and more solid. Now we come over here to the chip. Now what we've done is we've really worked hard for him. Our swing thought is to rotate the shoulders around the spine. So when we go back, you can see how he's gotten a little bit wider than he did before. Now he still took it back a little bit too far. This is a little bit further chip than what I presented earlier, but a little bit more width. Legs, now we're still collapsed a little bit, but you can see how he stayed more in that left foot. You can see right here how he gets into that left foot, rotating the shoulders. Still has a little bit of a collapse that's going to take time, but look at how much further he went through it by thinking about the shoulders, leaning into that front foot, staying that front foot, going back and going further into it. So when you're working on chipping and your full swing, they can kind of work hand in hand, in that your full swing can be a precursor to what you do in your chipping, and what you do in your chipping can be a precursor to what you do in your full swing. So you can really benefit from working on your chipping to help your full swing and vice versa. So the things that we've been working on in his full swing are starting to show up in changes into his chipping. So if you're having trouble chipping and you're having difficulties being consistent, you could probably trace it back to some things you do in your full swing as well. And so by working on our full swing, we have really improved our chipping. There you go. See, it's about the same. Now we get in here, look at that transfer, we get that foot on the ground. Okay. Get that foot on the ground. Now all that momentum makes us go forward, posting up there, post up so much better. So that's how your full swing and your chipping motion are interconnected, and how working on both correctly will also help improve both at the same time.